The Incredibles 2. Not quite the Hollywood movie you would associate with this title, and not really the type of title you would expect to see on one of my YouTube videos. However, here we have my Porsche 911 997 Carrera 4S in speed yellow and my Porsche Boxster 986 2.7 in Arctic silver. Two cars which I very much love the absolute tits off. But which car is best? The Porsche Boxster or the Porsche 911? Well, there is no right or wrong answer, as I'm sure you can understand. But if you're not quite sure the differences between the two cars, allow me to digress. My name's Satch, welcome to Driver 81. And before we get into it, I just want to say that this comparison is not between these two exact cars, but more about the Boxster and the 911 in general. So why the Incredibles 2? Well, these cars to me, they are absolutely incredible, and they may not be supercars, they may not be Lamborghini, Ferrari, Maserati, Bentley, Bugattis. They're not in the same league as those cars, but to me, for somebody who can afford these cars, these are my supercars. These are the supercars for me. Now the Porsche 911 is a rear engine car. It is generally more powerful, and it is the flagship car for Porsche. They also have racing versions of the Porsche 911 called the GT3, the GT3 RS and the GT2 RS. Those cars are built for the track. They are road legal, but only just. So the 911 is a more rigid car, and as I say, generally it's going to be more powerful than the Boxster. Now the visual differences between the two is obvious when you look at them. Obviously the 911 has a roof, the Boxster has no roof, or a soft top roof. Now there are a few variations of that, because you can of course get the 911 in a convertible. You can of course get the Boxster in a hardtop, although it's actually called the Cayman. Confused? I don't blame you. Up until the very most recent Boxsters and 911s, they all come with a flat 6 engine. Engine sizes in the Boxster and Cayman, you're going to be looking at 2.5, 2.7, 2.9, 3.2 and a 3.4, depending on which variant Boxster or Cayman you get, the 986 or the 987 variants. In the 911s, you're looking at either a 3.6, a 3.8 or a 4 litre if it's one of the newer GT3s. Now the 911 is a rear engine car, which means the engine sits behind the rear wheels. The Boxster is a mid-engine car, so that means the engine sits just behind the rear seats, but in front of the rear wheels. So which car is best for you? Well, the Boxster has near enough 50-50 weight distribution, which pretty much means you can absolutely cane these cars into the corner, and they'll handle like they're on rails. Brilliant handling, these cars. I had my Boxster on the track a few weeks ago, and it just stayed exactly where it was. I was putting my foot down right into the corners, and it was beautiful. It just stuck like glue. It's super nimble, and it still has a fair amount of traction when accelerating. Now the downside of this car, or could be a plus depending on how you look at it, is that the Boxster only has 2 seats. So it's perfect if you want to get away with your partner or the kid. It's a good excuse to not have to take the kids or not have to take anybody out and about. The 911 on the other hand has 4 seats, albeit the 2 rear seats are quite small, so it's perfect if you have smaller kids to take around, or you've got smaller adults which will fit in there. So the engine in the 911 pretty much hangs at the back of the car, and because of that it's going to be more powerful. You're going to get more traction, basically because all of the weight of the car is pretty much at the rear. The 911 is also prone to a little bit of oversteer, and is generally seen as a little bit more difficult to drive than the Boxster. However, I think that's complete bullshit. If you can drive a Porsche, you can drive a Porsche. It doesn't matter whether it's mid-engine or rear engine. If you can drive, you can drive. So we also need to remember that these cars are not without their problems. If you're looking at getting a Boxster, a 986 or a 987, you need to search for IMS and RMS faults. If you're looking at a 911, a 996 or a 997, you need to be looking at IMS problems and bore score problems. Now with regards to the pricing of these cars, you can pick up an early 986 Boxster from about £3,000. That will be a high miler and it'll be a 2.5 or a 2.7. You can pick up an S model, the 3.2, for about £5,500 to £6,000. With regards to the 911s, it would be a 996 as entry level from about £10,000 with high miles, and you'd be looking at the 3.6. Expect to pay £15,000 to £20,000 for a really tight, well looked after 911 996. So now you're up to speed on the Boxster versus 911 debate. Well, which one's for you? Only you can make that decision. I know which one I would choose, and I love it like a fat kid loves cake. Let's take a look at my favourite Porsche. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. The Boxster that you see in this video, I'm actually giving away on this YouTube channel. All I need to do is get to 100,000 subscribers. Once I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to give the car away on the YouTube channel to one of the subscribers. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning that car, please subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.